Morning. Getting a chest day in today. It is cold and windy. And the sun, at least it's out, but it keeps going behind clouds. I am all bundled up right now. I got 4 layers on, and then I have my snow pants on, and then I have my wool socks on that come up almost to my knee. Alright. First, warm up time, wait. I have 150 pounds here, so progressive overload. I was within my rep range last week on bench. I actually went up in reps. So my first set at 145 pounds, I did 11. Second set, I think it was 8 or 9. I don't exactly remember, but my rep range is 8 to 12. Actually, it's 6 to 10, but I never adjusted it from ring push-ups to bench press, and I've just been in the 8 to 12 range and enjoying it. Because initially benching wasn't part of my program, and then I just decided to do it, and I've been doing it since for the past, I think, month. So, yeah, I'm gonna see how this goes. I thought I could do it, but I probably had it in me. I just didn't. Next week. That was awesome, though. I actually got more reps than I thought I was gonna get. It was difficult around 6, and I was like, oh shit. And then I got 8, and I'm like, let's keep going. That's been a while since I've failed like that. So, I'm obviously a little out of practice of doing that. I'm happy. I just watched that set back, and I was so close, but I wouldn't have counted it as. I mean, I probably would have counted it as a full rep if I got it, although my form was already failing on that rep to begin with, so I don't know that I would have actually counted it. It would have been probably a half rep, even if I had made it all the way up. And I don't count that as a rep either. That is like, that was failure, for sure. I think that's something that's so beautiful about weightlifting is I can be happy with failure. Like, that is amazing. That I was able to to lift 150 pounds for 8 reps and fail on the 9th rep, but be so close. You know, I went into it with an expectation of, well, actually, really, I didn't know how many reps I was going to get. And then by the 5th and 6th rep, I was like, oh, this is getting difficult. I'm probably not going to make it to 8. I made it to 8. That 8th one was tough, but I pushed through. And then I still went for the ninth one, even though I was so unsure. In my head, it was like, I can get it. I can't go for it. Let's do it anyways. That is, even though there's that fear of failure or self-doubt, do it anyways. Every time I lift, I get multiple sets, multiple repetitions, and practice at failing. I think everybody should do some form of resistance training or physical exercise that exposes you to failure. I guess it doesn't need to be exercise. It could be anything that you want to do in life. Exercise is just, there's so many benefits to it, so it seems like a no-brainer, and everybody should be exercising. Anyways. Ah. Oh. Ah. Ah. Next time. Ah. I might have been one rep in reserve then, maybe a half rep. I didn't like the way my hand was feeling on that. Kind of just where it was on the bar, put a lot of pressure. Just a weird spot on my wrist. So I briefly reviewed my program just now, and kind of what I was talking about earlier is I never adjusted my rep ranges, even though I'm switching up my exercises, mainly because I just wasn't expecting bench to be in the program. I thought I was going to go back to doing ring push-ups and focusing on weighted dips. However, I have been meaning to look at my numbers and metrics again to see if I know I'm progressing, but just to actually see how far I've progressed, and especially with my diet changing, I wanted to see what the numbers were like right before the diet change, a week into the diet change, and then, a month into it, 3 months into it, 6, and so on. And so I've been meaning to actually look at my program and make those adjustments, but I'm kind of waiting to do it for when I understand what my schedule is going to look like, because that will play a big role in what I do and when I do it. So I'm not sure if I will be working out 6 days a week, weightlifting anymore, but training on the job and how to incorporate that. So I might be switching to an upper lower instead of a push pull legs, even though I love doing push pull legs. It's just depends on how much time and energy I have. So I might work on that actually this week, is just looking at what I've done recently and then still waiting to adjust the program. But next week, I think, or my next push day, oh crap, but I have a physical test to do. You know what? I don't care. My next push day, I'm going to do, no, I should care. It's career. I need to get a good, I'm not worried about the physical exam at all. And so I should pull back a little bit on weightlifting for the physical exam. I'm kind of bummed, but it is what it is. Yeah. Was not happy with those. Those reps were shit. I just don't like the way my wrist feels during those right now. I just feel like adding a little weight to these. My JM presses, just 5 pounds. So 60-pound JM press. That's solid. I think I'm going to do neck extension on my next leg day. I'm going to plan to do that. Try to remember. I like the superset glute lateral raises with tricep pushdowns. And really, just mobility. Not trying to get a hypertrophy stimulus from this. Simply trying to keep healthy shoulders. Can be a great exercise for hypertrophy. Yo, this is my post-workout meal. I'm still cooking 2 of them, so I'm gonna eat 3 of these. It's garlic naan from Trader Joe's. I freaking love this stuff with some butter. This was like a childhood staple. I would toast the garlic naan, slather it with some butter, and then that was my meal. So I'm making a little bit of a healthier version. I've got chicken thigh and green bell peppers in here. I just went with something super simple. I didn't want to put a lot of effort into it, but yeah, so I'm still making some, so one of them is about to come off. Yeah, I'm gonna grub up.